In a recent video, Dr. Kevin Maggs talked about shoulder pain, and he had 3 secrets on how to manage it and deal with it. One of them was about grip, and so I'm going to show you some variations of exercises that challenge your grip, some that also include working on some shoulder strength. But the grip's important because it's sort of a subconscious cue when you have a tight grip, when you're squeezing something tightly, for those rotator cuff muscles to all be engaged, and he talked about that a little bit more in depth in his video. So the first thing, I call it a suitcase carry. I'm going to use a kettlebell because that's the tool that I've got the most readily available with enough weight to make it challenging, because you do want this to be challenging. So I'm going to pick up a heavy kettlebell and I'm going to hold on to it with a really nice tight squeezing grip. This is a core exercise for some people depending on how you use it, but this can be done either just standing in place, marching in place, or walking back and forth if you want to add a little bit more work to it. And you'll notice that when hanging onto this for 30, 60 or more seconds, your grip's going to be challenged. I'm using a kettlebell again because that's the tool that we have available, but you can do this with a dumbbell or a barbell or a trap bar, whatever other tool that you've got available. But that's kind of an easy step 1 variation. This next exercise is a slightly more advanced and actually kind of requires a kettlebell to do with the intent that I have. So we're going to call it a bottoms up kettlebell carry. I'm going to carry it to walk around. You can do this just in place, but I'm going to hold a kettlebell upside down, bottoms up. The reason for that is because the center of gravity with a kettlebell is not in the center of my hand like it would be with a dumbbell. And so you can see that this is a little bit wobbly. So I'm holding on tight. Notice my thumb is not wrapped around in the back, just squeezing tightly. And again, this can be done walking forwards and backwards or in place. But this is sort of the second variation. You'll notice as I walk, I'm introducing movement that forces this to kind of wobble a little bit, and my grip and shoulder are really working hard to keep this from falling on my toes. Okay, this last exercise is probably going to be the toughest one because it involves holding on to the most weight, which is you. Don't take that offensively. I just mean that most people don't have a kettlebell that weighs as much as they do. So if you have a pull-up bar or somewhere to hang from, maybe underneath your deck if you're not, too high off the ground, whatever that looks like, we're going to just hang. And so we're going to start hands shoulder width apart. Good strong grip, not a false grip with the thumbs on top, but thumbs wrapped all the way around. And from there, you're just going to hang. Now, if you can't reach, obviously find a step or something to help you get onto the bar that you're trying to hang from. And this is just a dead hang. You're just dead hanging here like if you were a corpse. I'd like to take it one step further and engage some extra muscle groups. So the first is your core. And so it kind of, when you engage your core, sort of pulls your feet farther away from the ground. Almost like a hollow hold, if you know what that is. And then the second is your lats. And A, this is a strong position to start a pull-up from, but B, by engaging your lats, you're sort of making your shoulders work a little bit harder. And when the point of this is to work on grip strength and shoulder strength, making it an active hang just gives you a little bit more. Okay, so just a couple things to note. Most of these I do for time, meaning I'm going to shoot for, 30 seconds to start with and advance my time there. For the bottoms up hold, I might be looking to add some serious weight a little bit later, not hundreds of pounds, but I started with 30 and I could maybe add a little bit more than that. For the hold, one way that you can do is if you're not strong enough to hold yourself up right away, you can put something underneath you to put your feet on gently to help take some of the weight off of your hands. But keep in mind that if you don't have the overhead mobility, that one might not be a great place to end up. But these are 3 versions, 3 variations, 3 different types of exercise that all have even more expansions on them, but are a place to start if you're dealing with some shoulder pain. And of course, come talk to us if you want to get some more specific instructions and find out where you should start. You can give us a call, shoot us a text, write us an email, whatever's easier for you.